For a fresh and flavorful family meal, you have to try my fish tacos with mango salsa and chipotle aioli. I'm Whitney with Fareway and Sensible Health. Let's get started. So this recipe is really simple and it's very healthy for you. It has so many fresh ingredients. And the main ingredient here is a pound of white fish, and I'm using cod. I think it holds up a little bit better in the tacos, and that's just about 2 of our jumbo cod fillets. So we're gonna start marinating this in a really easy marinade to kind of help tenderize it, but also cut out a little bit of that fishy flavor that most people don't care for. And we are going to be using an acidic marinade, so you'll want to make sure you use a glass dish. And all we're using today is a little bit of oil, just a few tablespoons, and the juice of 1 lime. So that is all we're gonna do for our fish. Now set this aside for about 15 minutes, which is the perfect amount of time to get our toppings ready. I've already chopped and prepped everything for our mango salsa. In this mango salsa, it's not sweet like you would really think it would be. It's a really great complement to this fish, and it goes really well on chicken too. So I have 3 mangoes already chopped in my bowl. I'm going to add 1 bell pepper, and you can use any color. I like green, it adds a nice contrast. 1 red onion. I'm going to add about half of a jalapeno. You can leave this out if you don't like spice, but if you want a little bit of heat but not too much, you can choose a bigger jalapeno like this, because the larger a jalapeno is, actually the more mild it is. So make sure you're taking the seeds out, and like I said, go for a bigger one if you don't want it as spicy. Next, we're gonna add chopped cilantro, and I use about 1/4 cup or even up to half of a cup because I really like cilantro. If you don't really care for it, you could leave it out and add something like parsley, or you could add just a little bit. About 2 garlic cloves minced, and we are gonna save some of this for when we make our aioli next. The juice of 1 lime. And lastly, just a little bit of salt to taste. That's all you need to do for your mango salsa, and this keeps really well in the refrigerator for about 5 days, so go ahead and make a big batch if you want. We're gonna set this aside now and then make our chipotle aioli sauce. Aioli is really just a fancy way of saying flavored mayonnaise. So we are gonna make ours chipotle flavored today. We're gonna start with about 2/3 of a cup of regular mayonnaise. And then to cut down on the fat but keep the really rich consistency, we're going to add 1 container of plain Greek yogurt. 1 clove of garlic. And then for our chipotle peppers, I'm actually not even gonna put a pepper in here because I don't like the texture that it gives the aioli sauce. I'm actually just going to use the sauce that these come in, so you need to spoon out about 3 tablespoons. And then our last 2 ingredients for this, we just need a couple tablespoons of fresh lemon juice and a little bit of salt. Now that our aioli and our mango salsa are done, I'm gonna clean up a little bit, and then we'll cook our fish and assemble our tacos. I'm using an indoor grill today to cook my cod, but you could bake this in the oven, grill it outside, or even saute it on the stovetop. It's going to take about 7 to 10 minutes no matter how you cook it, but just make sure you're cooking it until it flakes easily with a fork. Before we can assemble our tacos, we need to flake our fish into bite-sized pieces so they fit better into our taco shell. All of our ingredients for our fish tacos are ready, so it's finally time to start assembling. I'm going to assemble mine right on my serving platter. And I've already warmed up my tortillas in the microwave, and I keep them covered with a paper towel just so they don't dry out. I like to put down some chipotle aioli first because it kind of holds all the ingredients in the taco. Add some fish, our mango salsa, and then we're gonna add just a little bit of shredded cabbage. It adds a really nice texture and a nice contrasting crunch. My fish tacos with mango salsa and a homemade chipotle aioli are perfect for a quick and healthy meal anytime. If you want this recipe or any others, you can visit fareway.com. And remember, the most important ingredient in any recipe is family.